Well, hello. Welcome to another segment of Music and Art. This is my story. This is my song. As you can see, I am just worshiping tonight with It's Gonna Be All Right. I encourage somebody that you can make it. You're gonna be all right. We're looking forward to tonight's show. We thank each and every one who continues to join us and join along with us every week as we bring another musical guest who will share their story and their song. For those of you who may be watching our show on the Power of God Network for the first time, this show really is all about bringing musical guest artists, either that sing, play instruments, that may be poets, that dance, any area of the music and arts spectrum. We want them to come and give them that platform where they can share their story and their song. A lot of them you see performing or ministering, and you don't understand or know the story behind why they do what they do. So this is why we bring this program and this segment to you on a weekly basis. So again, this is Lady Christine Foster, and I thank you all for joining us today. We have a very powerful guest with us this evening, and we ask you all to prepare your hearts and minds for him. He is based in the Baltimore area, and he has a group called Genesis. His pastor is Bishop Tillman and co-pastor Greta Tillman. I know she is a prophetess as well. Amen. And we want to bring him on stage with us today. We ask you all to just join with us and welcome him, Aaron Harris.
Hello,
God bless
hello.
you, Aaron.
God bless you.
It's wonderful to have you with us this evening. So glad to have you. I'm glad that you took the time to be here today.
Yes, ma'am.
All the way from Baltimore.
All the way.
All the way. We're just glad to have you with us. We've been looking forward to our session with you, and we know that you have a group called Genesis. Tell us a little bit about Aaron Harris and Genesis. How did that get started?
Okay, yeah, for those that don't know, I started out as a solo act, so to speak. Actually, I started out with my brother, David Grimsley. He was my MD, and we called ourselves DNA, words. And so we wrote songs together, and I was actually I recorded my first project, which was entitled Genesis. That was the title track, and I needed background singers. And those that know the Short family know they are some singers. So I was like, they're my family. They can sing. It's budget friendly. Let me try to see if my family can sing for me. So they sang background for me at the release concert, which was in 2013, I believe. And since then, it was actually supposed to be a one-time thing, but we've been together ever since then. And so we officially became Aaron Harris and Genesis. So they took on the name of the project, the first project.
Okay. Awesome. That's good. I mean, it's always good to have family singers. People
Absolutely.
Something about the family voices that just blend.
It's a natural blend, a natural chemistry. Yeah, the tones, everything just work together.
Yeah, and the Shorts, I've watched them grow up as young children. One of my best friends married their uncle, and that's how I really got to know their family. And it was, a whole lot of them. And not knowing then, because some of them were smaller, that they would actually be singing like they do. They're awesome singers. So you were definitely blessed to have them be a part of your project, and then to join you as a group and especially by it being families. Because a lot of times, sometimes families can't, they might have the talents, but they're not able to really do either because everybody's moved or various issues. They're not able to sing together. So you're blessed in that area. And we truly have enjoyed your group and your music. How many songs or how many CDs do you have out?
So there are 2 complete projects out. The first one is Genesis, which is only me on there. The first full CD with Genesis on there is Pure Finding, which is the most recent release in 2017. And then we had a single that we released in between there. So that was in 2015 or 16 called Rain. Not the Rain Dance, but a song called Rain.
Rain, okay. And for those of you who haven't had the opportunity to hear Aaron's music, that CD is awesome. I had the privilege of listening to it. Aaron and his group Genesis were supposed to come to our leadership conference, which we have every year near the beginning of, or the end of October into November. But they had some death in the family and were not able to come, but we were able to get some of their music and be able to pass them along to some of the various speakers that we had. But the music is awesome. We've listened to every last one. It was professionally done, very nice. I mean, I just really enjoyed all of the music, the whole CD. I enjoyed. But we always have certain songs that we like to play over and over and over, and listen to. So in your CD, when you listen to it, what song sticks out to you most that you like to listen to over and over?
That's the question I get all the time, and it's so hard to answer because it changes with whatever my mood or my season is. I think my one go-to that I find to be something I gravitate to is "We Cry Holy."
Okay.
And it's actually one of the probably least popular songs on the CD.
Okay.
But for me, it actually for several reasons. Number one, I actually am a worshiper, and I feel like I'm into lyrics and I'm into the spirit that of worship. So I'm like, it just kind of really embodies who I am as a person, but also it's very memorable because this was a live recorded project. And that song was the most difficult song to get through, and I thought it was going to be something we would have to scratch from the project. And when I listened to the playback, I actually enjoyed it the most out of all the other songs. So it was like, oh wow, it's funny how God will turn the thing around. Like in the moment, sometimes when you're ministering, you feel like I did a terrible job, or I didn't do it well, or I said the wrong words, and then in the outcome, somebody was blessed by it, and that somebody was this time. So yeah, that's my go-to song.
Okay. I think it's probably, our listeners are probably saying he thought he did a bad job. Do you have that, feeling like when you get up to sing that, oh my God, I don't know what I'm getting ready to do? Or are you the butterflies in your stomach?
Every time. By nature, I'm a very shy person. I'm very introverted. I am a loner type person. I'm very to myself. Those that actually know me, I'm very, soft-spoken, kind of to myself, reserved. Now under the anointing, I'm very different.
Right.
It's like a lion and a lamb, literally, two different people. But when the anointing lifts and I go back to just being me, I'm very, very reserved and quiet. So when I get up initially, there's a lot of nerves, a lot of butterflies, a lot of what am I doing up here? I should have declined this. Why they asked me to come? I'm not the best singer. I'm not this. All these different things are going through my mind. And usually I'm, once I can get, and you probably can identify, I don't know, but once I get through maybe the first minute, it's like something switches on.
Right.
I'm able to get past all those things.
Right. And I think, like I said, people don't realize that, you as an artist, or we as individuals that might do this, we sing, or you minister in one way or another. It could be even preachers, because I've seen preachers that are just as nervous when they get up, but when we see them, we don't see them that way, but we don't see all that inside thing that's happening. Yeah. And I don't know about you, but I definitely, I welcome it a lot of times, because I'm like, as long as I'm nervous and I don't know what I'm going to do, I'm always going to be dependent on God. Yeah. And so I always think, people need to hear that, because see, we get up and we have a good facade. Okay, I'm together, but they don't know on the inside there's a little boy inside of you screaming
is it over yet?
I'm ready to go. Somebody else take the mic.
Please.
But then when God takes over, that's the part. When he takes over, it's just awesome what he can do, with an individual, a young man who is shy by nature, somebody doesn't really talk to a lot of people, or somebody like Moses, who had a speech impediment, but he chose to use him. He'll take those of us that, are not necessarily, we're, outroverts, we're introverts, and then put you out there in the front and say, go for it. Yeah. Because there is a lion inside of you.
Yeah.
You might not know, but there is a lion inside of you. I think that is so awesome about God. That's awesome about him. If you could portray or relay a message, what message are you trying to relay to those that hear you when you go out to minister at any concert or at a service? What is your hope that people will take away from the service after hearing your group?
Well, you actually said what I was about to say, hope. I hope to leave them with hope. A lot of
Okay.
times people don't understand. I do, and I'm sure you do as well. For music really is powerful. It's a ministry in and of itself.
Yes.
And sometimes, if it's done properly, you can minister to a person for where you are and where they are before the spoken word even gets to be preached. So if you do your job properly, you really can do what the preacher is going to come in behind you and do again. And so my desire before I ever go to minister, I never take it as a gig, whatever, whatever they say.
Right.
I always take it as a ministry assignment. I really do take it seriously. I pray, I fast, just as if I was going to preach. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I pray about the song selection. I'm very strategic about that. I try to do my background study on where I'm going to make sure I can kind of study up and see if they have any clips about praise and worship clips. What kind of songs do they like? What songs do they receive well?
Okay.
Is there a theme associated with where I'm going? Is it a conference theme? Is it, whatever it may be?
Right.
I try to stay in the same vein so that God can kind of flow easier. And I'm not trying to make something fit or work. And I feel like when I do that background research and I do that, put in that own work, I'm able to minister to the persons that need to be ministered to. And I leave them with some hope, encouragement, whatever it may be, to get right or to stay right, or, or if it's, God is able, whatever it may be, I leave them with some piece of hope.
Okay. That's awesome. It's very, very important, just preparing for where you're going. I don't always think that sometimes those that are in music ministry understand that it is a ministry, but not only that, sometimes we understand it, but those on the outside may not always understand what all goes that's involved with what you're trying to do. If you're going to do it right, if you're going to do it right, that it is serious. Music is a very intricate part of church, of the world, period. The music is very important, so we have to really be careful. That's why, I don't know. I say, for instance, we know we're gospel singers. We're mostly into church. What other types of genre of music do you, might you say you are like? You're not necessarily that you listen to 24/7, but, what do you like? Like country music. I like country music because I like the lyrics. Their songs always have some type of meaning, with them. So
I will be honest and say I'm not knocking anybody else. I don't really listen to any other types of music. Of course, I've heard other, of course, in different atmospheres and environments, I've heard them, but I don't regularly listen. So I don't know if there's any other genre I can really fairly compare myself to. I do know, like, I can agree, country music has an awesome message and awesome lyrics, awesome, a lot of emotion involved. Other than that, I really can't compare myself to any other genres. Probably I wouldn't do it any justice. I'm not really
and I agree. Because to be honest, and I want to make sure I say straight, that's basically me too. Because I don't listen to anything other than gospel. And I was sharing with you before we came on the air that, a lot of people are always surprised when they hear me say I'm not listening to music all the time. I am musically moved, and that's when I'll listen to some things, but the majority of the time I'm listening to the word. So and that, from there, God gives me music, and things. He speaks to me that way. So but when I'm out and about, as we travel, you run across different things. I'm a more of a jazzy artist, so I'm worshipy, but because I go way into this worship, but I have a jazzy style to mine. So I kind of like the style. Jazz has a lot of collaboration with gospel music if you really pay attention to it. So but yeah, definitely, you like me, I don't have anything in my car playing other than gospel music or preaching. And so I don't want nobody getting twisted. Don't get confused. First Lady's not out listening to Run DMC and somebody else or whoever else is out there. No. But we're out here in this world, and occasionally we do hear different things. And I do like country music because their lyrics are real clean, and it's always about life. Somebody's life. Yes, awesome. And real close. The harmonies are real close. So, all right. Well, that's good. I'm glad. I just wanted to see if there was any other things that you music-wise draw to at times. What would you say if we were asking you what is your creative process? Like with creating music, what is your creative process?
So my process is very different. I wish it was different, but I value for what it is. So most people, a lot of my friends that are writers or musicians, whatever it may be, composers, they have the ability, and I would love to have it, to just sit down and say, I want to write a song. I want to write about such and such, and I want to have it written by such and such date. And they can, I can't do that yet. I would love to, because it would open up a lot of opportunities for me indoors, because I want to and eventually write for other people. For right now, what my process has always looked like is literally, it's like a download. I usually get them in prayer times and worship time. And the prayer and the worship, and I've seen you do it several times, you know, the prayer and the worship kind of just takes you somewhere you don't know where you're going.
That's right. Yeah.
And then when you get there, you realize you're singing a song. And so for me, it's like, let me put my phone out, let me hit the record button. And when I'm done, I come out, I'll make sense of it all.
Right.
And so most of my songs have come, I would say 99% of my songs have come through that. There's been some type of prayer moment or worship moment that I can tie back to each and every song that I've recorded. And that's my process, you know.
Yeah. I can definitely, we're like in that area. Definitely.
Yeah.
You know, we're definitely like in that area, because my time has been, most of the music has come through my storms, you know, or my prayer time with God, talking to him about where I am, you know, and that's an awesome place. You know, that's an awesome place, and he's given me a new name for it. So, but yeah, I won't talk about it. But because I want to keep it on you. But I can definitely agree with that area, because that's how God deals with me as well. A lot of times in worship, in prayer worship, that's where it is.
Yeah, that prayer worship combo.
Yes. And then it's like the music just comes. You know, how about dreams? Did he give you things in the dream?
So I only got one in the dream one time, actually twice. So one happened twice, and it was very strange for me, because I had heard it happening to other people, but it never happened to me. The first time it happened, I woke up and I remembered having the dream, and I remember how I felt listening to the song, like, oh, this is beautiful. Yeah. But I couldn't recall any of the words or anything. And it was like, I just tried to remember, I couldn't remember. The second time it happened to me, I actually caught a hold to it, and I actually woke up singing it.
Okay.
So I hit the record button on my iPhone, and I recorded myself, you know, singing that. And that actually ended up being a song that I wrote for someone else.
Okay.
But yeah, that's a rare thing for me, but I think it's a beautiful experience to have.
It is. And I had it happen to me one time, and I was like, oh God, that song was so pretty. Oh
yeah,
like, please bring it back to me.
Yeah, it's fun.
You know, it's like, you know, please bring it back, you know. And sometimes, like you said, he wake you up out of the dream and you're remembering it, you know. I always think, though, what he allows us to remember is what he meant for us to remember, you know. So I'm like, okay, God, if you don't bring it back, then it wasn't for, but it's just, when it does happen that way, it's so frustrating. Like, oh, if I could just remember this song.
Yeah.
So I know you sing and you play the piano, and you play the drums. So out of the gifts that you have used musically, tell us the order, and then which one is your most favorite one out of them all?
Okay. Yeah, I actually don't play drums. Maybe you're prophesying, because I've always wanted to play drums. I've always wanted to play drums, and I think I'm only one of the only keyboardists that I've ever heard of that didn't start out on the drums.
Yeah.
Or play drums, at least can keep the beat. I can't. It's weird. I don't know. But I started out on the piano.
Okay.
And then from piano, I went to organ. And the organ is where my heart is, actually.
Okay. All right.
And then from there, I went into the singer-songwriter mode.
Okay. So with playing, did anybody help you? Were there any people within your life that were instrumental in helping you?
Yeah, absolutely. So when I first started, I don't remember starting. You would have to ask my mom. That's how young I was. I think I was about 4 or 5 probably when I started playing around on like a piano toy. And I think the story from what I remember is she heard me playing my nursery rhyme or something like that. And she realized he had some type of a gift, you know. So it began, I don't remember starting. I always remember knowing how to play. And then when I got to about 2nd or 3rd grade, I tried to take classical lessons. But it was difficult because I already could play fluently by ear. And so I was cheating the system, and it was aggravating for me because I was learning the song, reading it.
Right.
And then from there, I never had to read anymore because it was like I memorized how it sounded, and then I was adding little stuff. So it became boring for me. So I was going to the instructor, the teacher, and she would say, okay, Aaron, play such and such. So I would open up the book and I would start playing, and she would clap when I was done. And she was like, that was beautiful, but that wasn't the song. Because I had added and improv and I just got carried away. So that was short-lived. And I went back to playing by ear for church.
Okay.
Around, I believe, fifth grade or so, I ran into Lady Tatum.
Okay.
Tatum. She actually showed me some more church songs and church stuff that she knew, and that helped me. And then she introduced me to the late Elder Michael Nelson. Okay. Because I was just surpassing so fast. She's like, you need more help. So I went to him, and then he kind of took me under his wing, and he became my actual, what I considered to be my mentor, musically speaking. He would, he did the choir workshops and all that type of stuff. And so he kind of showed me the ropes, and he introduced me to another level of playing. He introduced me to the what it really takes to be a minstrel in church, and to how to flow in the spirit, what to play, what chords not to play at certain moments. He introduced me even to how to teach parts to choirs. All that stuff came from him. I didn't know any of that before him. So yeah, now since him, it's just been me, But,
all right.
Yeah.
Awesome. He was definitely a great one to follow. Very humble spirit, but gifted.
Very gifted.
He was a gifted maestro. He definitely was gifted, and we miss him, but we'll never forget him. That's for sure. Never forget his humble spirit. Minister Michael Nelson was an awesome man. And when he came to our area, he just kind of like took over. We were like, who is that? I mean, he went down just like, like Beethoven sitting down, throw his jacket back and sit, but he was awesome. Awesome man, and awesome, just awesome soul. He had an awesome soul and just was giving. He was very giving of his abilities. I got a chance to know him and his wife and family as well. Very nice people, very nice people. So I'm glad you had a chance to be ministered to by him. Oh my God, that was great. That was great. So if you would have the opportunity to open for someone, any artist at all, who would be the one you'd like to open a show for?
Wow, that's a tough question. My desire would be Anthony Brown.
Okay.
He actually is my model. I try to pattern and listen to how he writes.
Okay.
How he arranges the vocal arrangements is just crazy. I call him a modern day Richard Smallwood.
Okay. All right.
Because he has like the classical elements in there, and then he incorporates a fusion of classical, CCM, gospel, praise and worship. Everything is just found in that one. It's a powerful sound, I think.
Okay.
It will be him if I had the courage to do so.
Anthony Brown. I've had a chance to hear him in person.
Yeah.
I went to a concert in New York area. My son-in-law gave us some tickets to go up there, and we actually he was one of the groups on there, Anthony Brown and his group. It was real good. It was awesome concert filled with a whole lot of excellent artists. So I really enjoyed him. I like his sound. I like the raspiness of his voice.
That encouraged me as well. Yeah, because and it's not a shot, but today's times, a lot of the male voices are so high.
Right.
And I always had a deeper, range to me. So, I was kind of that baritone-ish tenor,
right.
Sometimes a tenor on a good day type sound. And so it was kind of encouraging to hear him, because he sings that bottom, and he has such a richness to his tone. Right.
It is. And I like to hear his voice. When I hear him on the radio, I always like his voice. It's something about his voice. And really that's what really makes the artist, is the uniqueness of their sound.
Definitely.
Everybody can't be the same. We have to have something has to be different about your voice in order for, people to gravitate to it. There's got to be a drawing. And he does have something different in his voice. So That's a good one. I hope to see you get out there one day. Maybe Anthony Brown, you'll be opening. When I hear Aaron Harris is opening for Anthony Brown, somebody better invite me so I can be on the front row.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
Definitely.
Well, I hope you all so far have been enjoying our show and our interview with Aaron Harris and Genesis, who is that background that's backing him. Even though you don't see them, they are still a part of this program as well. We are going to take a commercial break, and after we return, Aaron Harris and Genesis will minister to us in song as God has laid on their heart today. Stay tuned. Well, welcome back, everyone. Thank you for continuing to watch our program. We are with Aaron Harris and Genesis, which are based out in the Baltimore area. For those that might be just joining and watching our show, you can always go back and listen to it again. It's on YouTube. It is on our POGBN.com website. It's being aired on our TV network. For those who have Roku, you can go out on Roku, add our network to your channels, and you'll be able to watch as well. Continue to follow us. So today we have Aaron Harris, and we're getting ready to be ministered to in song by Aaron Harris and Genesis. So I ask you all to stay tuned and listen as Aaron Harris sings.
Hello, everyone. Again, this is Aaron Harris of Aaron Harris and Genesis. I'm so glad to be a part of this program, and I thank Lady Foster once again for extending the invitation. The song that you're going to hear is one of the songs that's very dear to my heart, and it's become one of the favorites of those who are followers of my ministry, and it's entitled Change My Heart. It was written from a very special place. As I said previously in the interview, most of the songs I've received, if not all, have come through prayer moments. Where I'm speaking to God and just telling him all about my troubles, all about my trials or whatever it may be, and just being very vulnerable and open to him about what's going on in my life. And at this moment in time, it was around 9:30 p.m. and I was having a prayer/worship moment with the Lord. And I was telling him, Lord, I just want to be right. I don't want to be distracted by anything that this life has to offer me. I want you to be the focal point of my life. And I want to make sure that my heart is clean and is what you want me to be, so that you can use me the way you want to use me. So as I began to utter those words, I began to go from uttering those words of prayer to singing this melody that's called Change My Heart. I hope this is blessings to you as it's blessings to me.
Praise the Lord, Pentecostal Assemblies of the World. This is Aaron Harris and Genesis from Baltimore, Maryland. And we're glad to be a part of your virtual convention this year. This song that we're about to sing is a prayer of mine and ask the Lord to come and change our hearts until we do the things that he wants us to do. Lord, I want you to change my heart. Oh Lord, I want you to change my heart. Oh Lord, I want you to change my heart. Tell it beats again for you. until I do the things you want me to. Till it beats again for you. Till I do the things you want me to. See, Lord, I want you to change my heart. Please change us, Lord. Please change us, God. We want you. I want you to change my heart. Please change us, Lord. Please change us, oh God. I want you. I want you to change my heart. Till it beats again for you. Till it beats again for you. Until I do the things that you want me to. Till I do the things you want me to. Till it beats again for you. Until I do the things you want me to, Jesus. Wherever you may be, lift your hands to the Lord right here and say, make me, and mold me, and use me for your my soul is yielded. I'm yielded only to you. I just want to be used by the Lord. I want to be used by you. Oh, make me, Jesus. Make me and mold me, and use me for your my soul is yielded. I'm yielded only to you. I just wanna be used by the Lord. I want to be used by you. I said, Lord, revive me. Lord, revive me. Give me a heart again. Give me a heart again for you. A heart again for you, Lord. I said, Lord, revive me. Lord, revive me. Give me a heart again. Give me a heart again for you. A heart again for you. I said, Lord, revive me. Lord, revive me. Your heart again. Give me a heart again for you. I want a heart again for you. I said, Lord, revive me. Lord, revive me. Give me a heart again. Give me a heart again for you. Yes, a heart again for you, Lord. I said, Lord, revive me. Lord, revive I said, Lord, revive me. Lord, revive oh, Lord, revive me. Lord, revive that you only revive me. Lord, revive I said, Lord, revive me. Lord, revive oh, Lord, revive me. Lord, revive oh, Lord, revive me. Lord, revive oh, Lord, revive me. Lord, revive I said, here's my heart, Lord. Lord, revive Lord, here's my spirit. Lord, revive Lord, wash my soul. Lord, revive Lord, wash my soul. Lord, revive I said, Lord, revive me. Lord, revive oh, 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 Lord, revive me. Lord, revive give me a heart again. Give me a heart again for you. I want a heart again for you, Lord. I said, Lord, revive me. Lord, revive give me a heart again. Give me a heart again for you. We cry out, Lord, I want you. I want you to change my heart. Please change us, Lord. Please change us, God. We want you to change our hearts. Please change us, Lord. Please change us, God. See, Lord, I want you to change my heart. Till it beats again for you. Till it beats again for you. Until I do the things you want me to, Jesus. You want me to. Till it beats again for you. Oh. Until I do the things you want me to, Jesus. If that's your sincere prayer, wherever you are, lift your hands and give the Lord the praise and say, Lord, come into my heart. Change me, oh Lord. Make me to be what you want me to be. Make me and mold me, Lord. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.